TV. I thought some resilience by your team to hang in there after the loss on Friday. Come back and take an important series that you needed to win at Riddle Pace.
Absolutely. There's things that we did at a really high level. I think there's still things we can improve on, and I say that just because I think the dugout knows that, but I think our attack and our approach, our dugout, Huju, like every aspect of it was what it needs to be. And you look at the last 2 games, if you want to go dive into even the pitching aspect, only 3 walks, no walks yesterday, 3 walks today. That's a recipe for success on Sundays. Of course, Dylan Alonso set a heck of a tone for what he did, and that was great to see, executing his arsenal of things and pitches. And I just thought, they had to earn what they got. They got a little bit of, 6-hole chops there in the I guess it would have been the 6th inning, but that happens sometimes, But just a really good job by guys taking what was given to them, taking their walks, creating runners on. Blake had a couple situationals that I thought went good. Jimmy grinded in that at bat that allowed, and good base running too by Zayd. I thought the base running was really, really solid throughout. The bunt game we got to do a little better, but we know that. It's okay. We will get that better. But I love that we're being diverse in what we can do.
I heard you say earlier that you wanted your starters to pitch like relievers, to come in and not try to hold anything back as far as trying to stretch their innings. Wasn't hard for Alonso. That's I thought really how he went out and approached.
Well, look, we don't have any Woody Williams or Jake Peavies or Adam Wainwrights, and I don't mean that like that's not negative on our guys. Those guys are like 15-year professionals who know how to manipulate their stuff and add, subtract. I want our guys. Look, they're 18 to 23 years old. I think they have the capability of being aggressive every single pitch, and I think when your mentality does that, your execution stays really, really high, and if you do that, you pitch longer. Even if, look, we're in 2026. It's not like people go 100-plus pitches anyways, right? We count every year. We've never even made it to double digits. Now, if guys are rocking and rolling and, they're as dialed in as they can be, it's certainly an option, but that is the recipe for us to be most successful from a starting perspective. And on the contrast, when you come in out of the bullpen, and we did this these past 2 days in particular, at least come in and be ready to go that first batter. If we rewind to Tuesday against Alabama, that was probably the biggest disappointment. But I think some guys rectify it, some guys fix their psyche a little bit in terms of how they're going to come back, and that will be very positive for us moving forward as well.
You mentioned Zayd's move on the base paths. I thought that set a really good tone and is an indicator of what kind of player he is.
Well, he plays to win. That's one thing that he has always shown us, and given us he plays the game to win. I cracked the joke, whatever it was, a week ago, like he was the guy in a scrimmage, his team was down like 8 runs and he hit a triple, and like he was like juicing the boys up, and like, hey, guess what? If that's who you are, you better be that individual at all times, and he stayed true to his DNA. And with AP out today, sick as a dog, we needed somebody to hit in front of Jimmy, and look, he constantly was on base. I don't know the exact thing. I should look at this. Thanks, Jack, for this, by the way. He had 4 walks, and you're getting on base for Jimmy. I was doing some mental math. That is good for the Trojans. So very, very great, very, very good job by him, putting Jimmy in a position for success with runners on and things of that nature. And if you do that more times than not, we'll be in the right positions come the end of games.
You mentioned Blake. You give him a chance to sit and kind of look at things yesterday. I'm thinking probably to try to get him refocused, and I thought he had some good approaches out there today for you.
He did, and that ball he hit was 109, like the ball to right field. And their outfielder did a good job holding him a single. Of course, you think it might be a double off the bat, but at Riddle Pace, they rarely are, especially when you play them well. And by the way, I didn't mention, Zay Diaz had like 3 line drives this weekend, or relative line drives that he did them 100% proper and got the lead out. And so I credit him. I know, Coach Godwin and, all of our guys have worked on that play a lot. So it's great to see that executed well, because that's something you have to be good at here at RPF. And so commend him as chaos happens up there. Hope everyone's okay. As chaos, happens on those balls, just stay calm, grab it, and rip it to second base. No reason to cut those to make sure you prevent that. But big day for Blake. He needed it. We needed it from him, and he stepped up. And that's what great players do. They answer the bell regardless of it. And he was a great teammate yesterday. He was rooting like heck for the guys. And if all of our guys remind themselves that we can be selfless and we can always be in control of our body language and our spirit with all of our teammates, regardless of your individual success, then we'll do exactly what it is that we're supposed to do throughout the course of this year.
I know you want to build on that momentum now. Midweek game on the road at Alabama State before hitting the road for your first conference series against a very good Southern Miss team.
Yeah, the weekend doesn't even matter at this point. It's going to be all about Tuesday. One thing that's going to be, really talked about, how you prepare for it, I don't totally know, but we've had exceptionally warm weather here, and it's going to be really cold on Tuesday night. I saw a high in the 50s. I'm sure it'll be in the 40s as the game goes, and in Alabama, it seems like the wind's been blowing a lot this year too. So we're going to need to make sure we get the hand warmers rolling, get our psyche right, so that we can play a great game up there against Jose and the fellas, because we need to be ready to go. And momentum is as good as the next game, and we need to continue that for sure.
Coach, thanks as always.
Hey, thank you guys.
That's a big win for this team after losing Friday night to come back and take the series.
Today was an everybody game. It was a momentum game, an energy game, and Sunday, the hardest day to win. I think we were loud from the first pitch to the last pitch, and that really what made us win today.
A different kind of approach offensively to get today. Their pitchers weren't in the zone much. You guys were willing to take the walks, to hit by pitches, and generate some runs that way.
That's how you got to win ball games. We get 5+ hit by pitches, walks. That just means more base runners for us and guys like Jimmy to knock him in, Nelly. So the more we get on, the more we win, and it's working.
Talk about now the momentum that you're hoping that this builds for this team. You've got a midweek game on the road before the big series at Southern Miss.
Hopefully we bring it into Tuesday against Alabama State, and then going into Southern Miss next weekend. The bats have warmed up. Our team's warmed up. I think we scored 25 runs plus this weekend. Besides Friday, I think every other Saturday, Sunday, we were on our game, our A game, and that's what's it about.
Playing defense and obviously trying to generate runs. Talk about what it is when you're got a guy on the hill doing what Dylan was doing today.
Dylan, Crotch, Cooper, they were the big three today. They shoved all game. We had probably one bad inning, and then right back then the hitters came back, dominated. Defense was probably subpar again today. That's probably been our biggest strength so far in this season, as opposed to last year's. Our defense has picked it up for our pitchers.
Congrats on the win. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
Keep it here with the starting pitcher, Dylan Alonso.
Yes, sir.
Dylan, it had to feel good out there. You get the call late, but it didn't seem to bother you at all.
Oh, no, not at all. I stayed ready all weekend, and wonderful.
I talked to Coach Meade about this. He said to us earlier in the year that he wanted his starters to go out and pitch like relievers, not trying to say, hey, I need to get 5 innings or 6 innings, just go and attack each batter. Looks like you did a good job of dialing in on that.
Yeah, and I just took it 1 inning at a time, went out. Coach Meade was talking about before the game, just think about 1-0, and that's kind of took that on the mound too, just made every pitch count.
It looked like you had good control. Your fastball was working, but you were really getting some outs with that breaking stuff.
Yeah, breaking stuff has always been the best for me. The fastball is just kind of to keep them on that because it's pretty well. And then when I had the breaking balls for strikes, it definitely worked out.
You got to feel like right now, too, with this offense starting to produce like we know they can, it's going to be good for you guys on the hill to know that you can be aggressive to the hitters.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we saw it all fall. We knew it was going to come out at some point in time. Like, those guys absolutely mashed, and it's awesome to see them coming out.
Now, I know I hear the players talking behind me over there, wanting to use this now as some momentum to start to build some wins. Get the win, go and try to get the win on Tuesday, and then head into Hattiesburg with an opportunity to really make some noise.
Yeah, 100%. That's going to be a huge series for us to go in, especially at their place. Need to have our guys on the mound throwing strikes, and if the bats come out like today, it should be a fun series.
Congrats on the win, and good job out there today.
Thank you so much.
There we go, Barry. A couple of guys.